Hi guys, today I'm coming to you with my February favorites video showing you everything that I loved throughout the month of February. I've got a ton of lip products, some great new skincare, and a foundation that I've been loving, so be sure to subscribe and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so starting out with one of my favorite lip products that I discovered this month that I'm wearing on my lips right now. As well, everything that I'm wearing on my face will be listed down below, but I did a What's New from Essence try-on slash haul. As I'm filming this, I'm in the middle of Elf week. I'm pre-filming a little bit before vacation. But anyways, tried on this guy from Essence. So these lipsticks existed, but this is a new shade. It's in the shade Partner in Crime, number 8 of their Color Boost Matte About Matte liquid lipsticks. I just love this shade. I have no liquid or no lip liner on with it right now, and in the video I used it with a lip liner. Today I tried it without a lip liner, and it's like kind of this hybrid nudie orange. Like, I just think it is such a pretty fresh color. Essence is cruelty-free, super affordable, available at Shoppers Drug Mart. You can buy it from their website. I've never shipped from their website to Canada, but yeah, this really impressed me. I wouldn't say it's like the most long-wearing liquid lipstick ever. It's also kind of like maybe more medium as opposed to like super full coverage, which I think is what makes this really wearable. If I was to like layer this up, it would get like really pastel and like maybe almost like kind of concealer-y, but I love this lipstick. I think it's really pretty and I definitely want to try some more. Another lipstick that I've been loving is new-ish from Burt's Bees. This is the Burt's Bees Matte Stick. This one is in the shade Liquid Honey. I'll be doing a lip swatch video on some of the new Burt's Bees stuff coming up soon, but this was the one when I went away with them in November. The makeup artist put this one on me, and then I have since swatched all the lipsticks. This is one of my favorites. There's some really good shades in there, but I feel like this one is kind of unique. It's kind of like this brownie, like warm brown shade, but it's not like too rusty. It just kind of like, I don't know, there's something really pretty about it. These are also a really unique lipstick and similar to the Essence in that they're like a medium coverage, so it's more buildable. It's still super comfortable. It's matte, but they've got like a bunch of, you know, it's Burt's Bees, so they've got a bunch of like butters, cocoa butter and things in there, so it feels really comfortable. And I wouldn't say it's like as long wearing as something like a liquid lipstick, but it is really beautiful. And if you're looking for something with a matte finish, and potentially, I know a lot of people or some people have irritation on their lips based on particular ingredients in lip products, Burt's Bees is a really good one to look into. And continuing with this lip parade, by the way, like I've worn all of these lipsticks in certain videos and pictures and stuff like that, so I'll link them all down below if you want to see them in action. This one, I've owned this for a while, and I broke this out I think for like a full face of Too Faced products that I did on Instagram recently, also linked down below, and I was like, wow, this is a really perfect rosy brownie nudie shade that, again, I don't need to wear a lip liner with. And I don't mind wearing lip liners. I really like the look that it can give, but sometimes I like to have a lipstick that's just like easy to throw on and looks good without a lip liner, and this is definitely it. So this is one of their, I forget what these are the Too Faced like nude lipsticks or whatever that collection was, but this one is in the shade Pout About It, and it's kind of like your typical lipstick formula, maybe even has a little bit more shine, so it's not going to be like the most long wearing thing out there. But I don't know, like for me, I don't mind reapplying a lipstick. I don't need everything to be like 37-hour wear, because sometimes that can be kind of uncomfortable. You don't get the moisture and the sheen. It kind of depends on the day, and this is like a more kind of typical lipstick formula, but mostly I love it just for the shade. And I know if you have a similar skin tone to me, finding kind of nudie, super easy shades can be a little bit tricky. I mean, I feel like that's tricky for anybody, but I specifically wanted to point this out in case you're in the market for something like this. Okay, the last lip products, I promise, but I do have 4 of them to show you. So Bite Beauty has reformulated their matte lipsticks. All their formulas are now becoming vegan, which I think is super cool. They've kind of updated their packaging a little bit, kept a lot of their original shades, which I appreciate, added some new shades. So I swatched all of these lipsticks. They're calling these the Power Move Creamy Matte Lip Crayon. I did a lip swatch video of kind of the nuder shades, and I have also a lip swatch video to go up with the kind of more red shades that should be up by now. But these are 4 shades that I just picked out of my purse because I was like, I knew I wanted to talk about this formula because I love it. I did review their new foundation. I'll link it down below. You can see it for yourself. It's a journey, but I was like, what shades do I want to feature from this lip collection? And I think, did I talk about Negroni in a favorites video? That is my favorite red. I don't have it here in front of me. Let me say that verbally. The red is incredible, the shade Negroni. But I was like, you know what? I don't need to pick. Let me see what I like have been wearing. So I went and just grabbed these out of my purse, and these are the ones I've been wearing these like separately in combination with each other. They're really comfortable. They have good wear time, but as everything with Bite lip products, it's all about the shade for me. Like, performance is of course important, comfort is important, but for me, if the shade is no good, then you know, I'm not interested. So to me, the shades are so gorgeous. So I picked out the shade Leche, I believe it is, which is a little bit more of like a neutrally pink, Amaretto, which is leaning a little bit brown. Then I love Honeycrisp because it's a little bit more bright, but still wearable. And then I really liked pairing Honeycrisp with Nonino. But like I said, I've worn all of these on their own as well. You can see them all in the lip swatch video, which I will link to down below. But out of all of Bite's new launches, I think that these are the most exciting. Although I did see on Instagram last night they launched some kind of like lip serum that has a bit of a pink tint in it, which looks really pretty. But yeah, these are great. Okay, let's move away from lip products into some face products. Recently I tested out, well, the first time I wore this actually was in the Boyfriend Does My Makeup tag, which thank you so much for all the love, and from Nems as well. It's always nerve-wracking bringing somebody you love in front of the camera, and you know, you only know me as talking to you, and with Nems sometimes I might not seem as like haha, because like he's my boyfriend of 7 years and I'm not talking to a camera, I'm talking to a person, so it might seem a little weird to see me in like a different light potentially, but yeah, we had so much fun. It seemed like you guys really enjoyed that video, so I really appreciate all the love on that. But in the video he tested this out on me, and I've been testing it out ever since. I wore this in a recent foundation review too, if you kind of want to see like a slight wear test. But this is the Urban Decay All Nighter Face Primer. It's supposed to prep, smooth, and perfect, and I really like this. They came out with the primers in like the cylinder tube a little while back, and the de-slick one, I like wanted to love it so bad, but it was so dry, so pilly, like it didn't work under any circumstance. I don't think many people liked those primers, but this one I really like. I was afraid it was gonna have that like thick gluiness that some matte primers can have, and it does have some thickness to it, but it has the glide and the slip, but not like a silicone-y slip. It has that, it's somewhere in between, like, I kind of consider it like a bit of a thicker gel cream, and it helps with, I felt like in that video, I'll link it down below where I'm wearing it. I can't remember what the most recent foundation I reviewed was. Oh, the Makeup Forever Reboot. Yeah, I feel like on that side of my face I could see an actual difference, which is a little bit rare. So I feel like this could be a really good option for those of you that are looking for something with that's going to help with increased wear time. If you pair this with like the All Nighter Setting Spray, I feel like that could be a really good combination. Speaking of the Makeup Forever Reboot, I really love this. You can see it all in my review, linked down below. This is supposed to brighten, smooth, firm, hydrate, and even out the skin. They recommend this for normal to dry, and even further, I don't know if they explicitly say it, but they kind of get at the fact it's supposed to be better for more mature skin, which I think that could absolutely be the case. I feel like this is like a light coverage, but not like super sheer tinted moisturizer coverage. It's definitely just a good solid light. I really like my shade match in this one too. It's really good shade match, Y412. It has that golden neutral peach, which is confusing, but where I tend to land in terms of shades. I have nice wear with this. It looks like a second skin. It definitely doesn't keep me like super matte all day, but that's not really what I look for anymore. I would still probably wear the matte velvet skin if I'm looking for like a really crazy long heavy day, but on the day-to-day I think that this is absolutely gorgeous, gives really nice coverage, and if you want something really light from Makeup Forever, the Water Blend is great as well, and I've reviewed all of those foundations, but yeah, this one really impressed me. Then I wanted to update you on this concealer from Shiseido. You know I'm a huge fan of the Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. I have not stopped wearing that since the 12 Days of Foundation in December, and I did wear this in December, but I've more recently picked it up and love it, and I mostly love it. Well, I love the formula, I love the wear, but I also really love the shade. It's a little bit more neutral and a little bit deeper, but I find sometimes I tend to go lighter and more beige under my eyes, which I don't mind that, and I've kind of like moved away from it slightly as intense as I used to do it, but I feel like this is such a good shade. If you're my shade generally and you're looking for a concealer that is just a beautiful shade, you don't like to go too light or too dark or too yellow or anything under the eyes, this is so nice. So this is the Self-refreshing concealer in 303, oh my god, it's so small, 303 medium, and yeah, really, really beautiful. I picked this up at Hudson's Bay, but you can also get it through Shoppers Drug Mart and Sephora online. If you missed it, e.l.f. week just wrapped up a little while ago. I did an entire week of e.l.f. reviews, so I did a try on and haul, a 4 looks, 4 palettes, and a foundation review. So this puppy was from my haul and my 4 looks, 4 palettes. They launched the bite-size eyeshadows. As I'm filming this, it is out of stock. This one, I loved all of them that I tried, but this one was probably my favorite because I love green and gold together, and like I mentioned in that review, the matte greens are just so strong in this. In the Fenty 8 looks, 8 palette video, I struggled a little bit with the olive green that was in there. It didn't pop on my skin the way I wanted it to, and I think that this is so unique, this kind of army green, and it actually shows up like that on my skin without a white base. The deeper green also really popped, and then the 2 shimmers are so strong, they almost feel like creams, and this is $3 freaking, and it doesn't come in bulky packaging. I think it's really, really wearable if you tend to like these shades, and even if you don't tend to wear these shades all the time, but you're kind of like, I want to dabble, it's $3, so it's a lot more low risk. And then if you want to get like a full look out of it and you're like, oh, there's no inner corner shade, although I've worn the gold on my inner corner, but there's no inner corner shade, there's no brow bone highlight, or there's no mid-tone brown, I always just reach for my highlighter for inner corner shade, my bronzer for a crease shade if I want to go that route. Even your face powder or your under eye powder could be like a brow bone highlight potentially. Yeah, so good. I really liked all that I tried, but this was the one I think that stood out to me the most. It might be because it has jalapeno in the name, but I do love green shades. Laneige launched a new product, and I feel like anytime Laneige launches a new product, we can kind of expect to see it in a favorites video because I love Laneige. So this is the Laneige Sleeping Care Cica Sleeping Mask. Now, I'm a big fan of their original sleeping mask. I recommend it to anybody. It's kind of something that is good for all skin types, but I always point it out to people who have oilier skin because the thought of a sleeping mask, you might think it might be too heavy, too thick. You know, I'm not putting a goopy mask on my pillow. I do my skincare at like, my nighttime skincare at like 7 p.m. So it's never really a problem. I love doing my nighttime skincare, and I do it quite early, so everything has kind of sunk into my skin, but that is really hydrating and like a nice gel-like texture. Then they launched the lavender one, which I actually didn't try the lavender one because I already had the original. I think it was kind of the same formula. But this one, firstly, I love the green color, but this is the Cica Sleeping Mask, which is hypoallergenic and replenishing for normal to sensitive skin. I still would recommend this to those of you that have oily skin. It's a thicker texture, but it feels so soothing, and Cica is an ingredient that I'm seeing pop up a lot more recently. It's supposed to be like regenerative and be good for like acne. It's just like one of those products that's all around supposed to do really good. It is popular in Korean skincare, and a lot of people use it for either acne or scarring or any inflammation. It just feels really soothing on the skin. The best way to use these sleeping masks, I was speaking to the Laneige team because I was like, can I just put it directly on my face and get like the good stuff directly in? But basically it acts like a barrier, so you still want to do at least like a moisturizer underneath because it kind of seals things in and kind of enhances the skincare that's already on your face, along with imparting its own its own goodness into your face. So I really like this. It says it's replenishing and moisturizing, and it helps to revitalize the look of troubled skin as it strengthens and nourishes the moisture barrier and deeply hydrates the skin during sleep. So I really like this. I think if you tried the original mask and you have dry skin and you felt like you wanted something with a little more oomph, this could be a really great option, but I still do recommend it to those of you that have oily skin as a treatment once or twice a week even, and just put it on a little bit more before you go to bed so that it sinks into your skin. Something else I've been loving, because I've really been trying to focus on my skin's moisture barrier and add moisture and not strip my skin, is the Skin Fix Barrier Foaming Oil Cleanser. This is a sulfate-free hydrating wash. I love Skin Fix. They are Canadian. This says this is a luxurious creamy foam that gently washes away dirt and makeup with sulfate-free coconut-derived cleansers, leaving skin hydrated, soft, and supple. Now, I don't use this to remove my makeup. I'll use a cleansing oil, cleansing balm, makeup remover, anything. Then I will go in with this. I've been trying to adhere to the 60-second rule, or at very least not just like rub it on my face and call it a day. I try to like focus on really getting it in my skin, because something like this is full of hydrating ingredients, so I want them to actually sink into my skin, and that's why I also remove my makeup before putting this on because I don't want this to be my makeup remover. I want this to be another layer of hydration, because if your cleanser has any ingredients in it that are good for your skin, you want to give it time to get in there, and you just want to make sure that you really do a good job removing all of your makeup. So I think even if you have oily skin, you could like this. Don't be scared of the foaming oil part. If oil tends to you tend to back away when you hear that word. To me, it just feels like a creamy cleanser. It doesn't leave like any film on your skin, but at the same time, it doesn't leave your skin feeling like it's got nothing left and you need to impart some hydration on it. The whole barrier line is really gorgeous, but I've definitely been loving this cleanser. And then lastly, when it comes to hydrating your body, I've been using the Nivea Oil Infused Lotion, Cherry Blossom and Jojoba Oil. There's a few different scents with different oils in there. I've been using this ever since it launched. It's actually almost gone. It's probably down here, but this is such a good moisturizer for your body. I find some body moisturizers, like you put them on and they feel good, and I normally moisturize my body at night and when I get out of the shower, but more at night, I would say. And it's better to do when your skin is a little damp probably, but I really like this. I feel like even when I wake up in the morning, I can tell that I wore this, and the days that I don't wear it, I can tell that I didn't wear it, if that makes sense. So I really like this. It has a light scent. I use the Vaseline one as well at night because that one has no scent. Nems is really sensitive to particular scents. There's a scent from Lush that I wore, and he literally would leave the room. Like, we live in a 600 square foot apartment, so there's not much space to get away from me, but he could not be around me. He was like starting to get that feeling before you like get sick, where you get like the saliva glands are kind of like tingling. He couldn't be around me, and I looked at the scent. It was like apples, and like there was nothing crazy in it. He couldn't be near me. So anyways, I try not to wear anything too scented at night because sometimes I'm already got something on my face or on my hands or on my feet, so I don't want to have like a bunch of different scents. But I do find this to be really nice, really light, good for day or night. And yeah, the oil infused, I think they really did something with this one for sure. It's great and super affordable. So there you have it. That is everything that I love this month. Let me know down below what your favorites were. Do you have any of the same favorites as me? And if you'd like to connect with me, as always, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!